I wasn't lazy. I just didn't know what to do.
So I used to beat myself up, right? I didn't allow any grace in my life. I felt like no matter how hard I worked, I still was broke. I couldn't make ends meet. I just could not stack. For some reason, I just couldn't. Working every day, I still couldn't breathe. I had no breathing room. I felt claustrophobic, like the walls were closing in on me. I really started believing I was a lazy bum. But truth was, I wasn't lazy. I wasn't a bum. I just didn't have the proper understanding. I would say I worked 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., 6 days a week at a warehouse job. No off days, just one. I think I had that Sunday off. I didn't get any peace because, I couldn't rest. My phone was off. My gas tank was on E. I'm still behind on all my bills. I couldn't catch up any of my bills. My credit was in the dirt. I was really just sitting there thinking like, yo, am I working this hard and I'm still drowning? Like, what's this, right? And I didn't understand it until now. I later heard this line. I don't know, I can't remember where I heard it from. I think it was on a video I was watching one day. And the guy was like, working hard in the wrong direction, that still keeps you stuck. And what did J. Cole say? Good news, you came a long way. Bad news, you went the wrong way type deal. It's always, all that resonates, right? All that hits different for me because I wasn't lazy, I was just lost. Nobody ever broke it down to me, how credit really works, how to structure a profile, how to move in this system, period. That info was never really handed to me. So I had to make a decision. I had to make a very fine decision for myself, right? Because I was tired of the bullshit. And that's when I locked in and I started learning game. Credit profiles, business credit, digital products, CPN structuring, how folks was flipping their knowledge into movement, real life movement. So when I later learned that it's not the effort that separates folks, it's their access. Access to structure, access to a strategy. That's what really changes everything. And I didn't even have to change my hustle. I changed what I was hustling for. I was still clocking in my 9 to 5, but after that shift, I was clocking in for me too. Started building my file, stacking trade lines, learned how to cleanly build a profile, got approvals, got funding, then built something I can actually put my own name on. And just like I said before, this whole process, it's not forever. Think of it as a bandage for people who are still healing their personal credit. While they're learning the system, while they're figuring out how credit moves, how reports hit, how lenders view their file, right? You're building the mindset and the muscle, right? That's what this whole process is intended for. That's once your personal is cleaned, up and ready, then boom, you got the blueprint. Now you can run it back on your own, on your main personal profile and build something permanent for yourself. But until then, this gives you space to breathe a little bit, right? This gives you a way to stop losing time. See, my issue sometimes is with social media, right? How social media has everybody thinking they're behind. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Social media give you that anxiety like, man, you just can't do enough, right? I told you, I work 6 days a week, only got the 1 day off, and then sometimes my supervisor will call me, hey, I need you to come in. Like, come on, dude, like, give me this 1 day. They don't really care about your time. But social media make you look at this, you start going on that feed and you'll start seeing everybody living, man. You'll see them living and you're like, yo, what the fuck did they do? And let's keep it real. We're just talking. You might grow a little envy. That's normal. That's a human emotion. It ain't the prettiest human emotion, but it is an emotion. But you don't want to be envious because you can do everything those people can do. You can have what they have if that's what you really want. We don't have to sit there and be slaves to this fuck that system. I'm just gonna keep it real. I don't want to be that type of guy, but dog, I get it. But ultimately, here's the truth. You're not behind. You've just been trying to win without a map. That's not your fault. That's how the system is designed. People called me lazy. Whole time I was just overwhelmed. Drowning in bills, drowning in rejection, drowning in silence, but still clocking in every day, right? Still trying to make ends meet, still trying to make a way. That ain't lazy, y'all. I don't know what y'all call lazy, but that's not lazy in my book. I like to call that survival. I need y'all to hit me. Let me know if this resonates with anybody, right? It's time to stop just surviving, right? It's time to start structuring a little better. The same blueprint that gave me breathing room, that's what's inside the vault. Profile setups, trade line plays, vendor lists. You don't need more hours in the day. You need the right direction, and that's what this whole brand is about. And we want to build a community, people of like minds, and we can actually build something so we can actually have a different structure and different understanding of how some of these things work. So lock in. I'll talk to y'all soon.